Where do I begin with this episode? This episode dropped a big bombshell on us, and I honestly don't know where to begin. Do I talk about the bombshell? Do I talk about the start of the episode leading up to the bombshell? Or do I just start talking and see where it goes? But Kamen Rider Geats episode 29, I was not expecting this when going into the episode. I'm glad WrestleMania was on today, so that way I was distracted by Toku Twitter with people who tweet out the spoilers and stuff like that. So thank you, WrestleMania, for being on the same day as this big bombshell as Kamen Rider Geats. But I gotta talk about this episode, because this episode was freaking crazy. I mean, this episode introduced a brand new game, the Bullfighting game, where it's a bunch of one-on-one fights, and we got some really good one-on-one fights. Kayla got a really good one-on-one fight until he was jobbed out, but also it explains a couple of things that weren't explained properly, but I'm still scratching my head, and that is the Jamato people, the gardener. He's sort of growing his Jamato in the quarry because his garden was sort of nuked by Bebera a couple of episodes ago. But I can't dance around. I gotta talk about the twist. So the big twist in this episode is we get a big backstory drop, a big plot reveal for Neon. And I was not expecting this, because they ham it up to be some really big mystery in the episode. And they do it really well as they build up towards it in the episode. So the big twist for Neon is you find out that Daddy Timefire had a daughter. And a while ago there was this kidnapping where their daughter was kidnapped. And something happened where Neon was able to get set free. But later on in the episode, you kind of see him visiting that same area and putting flowers down. And why would he be paying respects to someone if he's got flowers down? Because today was also Neon's birthday in the episode, so he's putting flowers down at this one location. It's also Neon's birthday. Neon also says that on her birthday she has this like feeling of misery, but also this feeling of happiness because it's her birthday. But the big reveal in this episode is you find out that Neon's existence was created by the goddess. She's not even from this world, as how the subtitles put it. Like, she's sort of like I want to say like a homunculus created by the goddess, like a living human being created out of nothing, and that's why she exists. Like, so there was like Akari, the original Neon, but they were killed. Like, a kid died in this episode. You don't see them die, but you see the body get sort of wheeled off, so that was kind of grim. But not only that, you also find out why Daddy Timefire has ties to the Desire Grand Prix, and that is, he sort of asked for this wish, but he's sort of got to put his entire sort of life into sponsoring this game. But even Daddy Timefire had a really good moment where he talks with Kyun, Neon's supporter, and they sort of have this back and forth chat, and Daddy Timefire goes, "Oh, my wife's very old-fashioned. She wants Neon to sort of settle down and do this pre-arranged marriage. While me, if it's people from the future, why not establish connections with people from the future? But I also want her to be happy and actually find genuine love." So I did like that moment. Although I'm just still waiting on Daddy Timefire to turn into Timefire Red in the end. I know that's not going to happen, but whenever I see him, I'm like, this guy has to transform later down the line. Even if he doesn't, I want to see it. But I'm still wondering if Daddy Timefire is from this timeline or he's from the future, but I guess this episode confirms that he's from this timeline, because I was thinking that he was from the future and fucked someone from the past, and that's why Neon's around. But no, Neon is sort of like this creation of the goddess of desire. And I do like the reveal, because you have this moment where Geats is sort of fighting in Neon's place in the episode, because he kind of finds a work around the one-on-one fights. And Bebera does the reveal, and she's laughing, she's cackling, and you have Kyun who's sort of watching the live stream, and he's devastated by it. And then when Neon teleports back to her little room, you see the plushies talking to her, and they're shit-talking her, and that's when you get the big reveal that she was sort of made from a wish from the goddess of desire, which is freaking crazy to see. Now, one thing I got to talk about is Buffa's idea, because this whole bullfighting thing was his idea, but then you've got Daichi and Bebera getting involved and sort of adding their own stuff to it, because I get it, they're villains, they're going to sort of do heel stuff to sort of get involved and cheat and make it worse, because there are no rules, you're just going to make your opponent miserable, and that counts as well, because that's part of the Jamato game. They can do whatever they fuck they want at this point. But I really enjoyed that idea of a one-on-one fight, and I really enjoyed the lineup that we're actually having. It was like freaking Neon and Katewa versus a couple of Jamato, and then we were going to have Geats versus Buffa. And if we got to that one-on-one fight, that would have been really great to see, but Bebera's whole plan was sort of get Katewa because he'll get jobbed out, and then sort of drop the Neon reveal on her, so that will make her lose emotionally because that's one of the rules they've got, and then they expected like just use all the same tactics they were using earlier, the cheat, have Katewa lose, not Katewa, Geats lose against Buffa. But like I said, Buffa actually had some integrity because he was like, hey, what are you guys doing? This is my idea. Don't get involved. And they're like, yeah, we got ideas. This is what we do. Like, just fuck off. Like, Daichi, what is he even doing here? He's just being a background character at this point. Like, he comes in, tilts up his glasses, says something snarky and says how smart he is and then leaves. And then you've got Bebera cackling like a gremlin with how, like, evil and maniacally she can be. I liked Bebera when she was first introduced because she was, like, a huge mystery and we had no idea what she was about. Now we kind of know a little bit about her. And now she's just sort of being this, like, heel that gets in the way because she's the one sort of trying to pull the strings or pulling the strings for this game because she's the one that wants to get the vision drive with the sort of recreate the goddess again. But seeing how Buffa's got the vision drive and he's sort of going to take control of the situation, I can see him turning on her and sort of like killing her near the finale, and Buffa's going to be the final boss because like next week we're on episode 30, so we've only got like 20 episodes left of this series, so I am curious to see how the remaining episodes are going to turn out with these story arcs and stuff like that. Hopefully this Jamato game comes to a close soon because it is dragging. I get what they're trying to do, but it is dragging. Their ideas are cool, but the stakes are there, but they don't feel that threatening. Like, they've all been able to handle them pretty easily, so we'll see what happens. But that Neon reveal, that main Neon reveal, that was pretty freaking cool, because I've been wanting Neon to have some, like, development for a while. She's just been sidelined for a while. She was the disaster for a little bit, and then that thing got pushed to the side because, like, of the whole bleeding up to the Jamato pre, I believe. That's what interrupted it, if I remember correctly. But it sucks that, like, that sort of idea got pushed to the side, but now we're actually giving her some good backstory, a good reveal in my opinion. I enjoyed that reveal. Like, I did not see that coming because it was like a huge bombshell that got dropped on you and sort of changes the game for that character. And I'm wondering what's going to happen moving forward, because no doubt Neon's going to be like, I'm me, I'm going to keep pushing forward and stuff like that. And that's probably going to be a resolve because you see her fighting with her supporter next week. But either way, I enjoyed this episode 4. It was really solid, really good. Had some pretty good fights in there. I really enjoyed it when, like, Geats learnt the Neon reveal and he just started going ham on those Jamato and just started kicking the crap out of them. That was really cool to see. Like, he went ape shit on him. That was, like, he went from, like, boost to, like, Magnum boost form. Not Magnum boost. He went into boost, laser razor boost form. That was pretty cool to see when he just started wailing on him. But yeah, this episode, quite the interesting reveal, and I'm curious to see how they're going to follow it up next week. Hopefully they don't fumble it and they don't sort of like stilt the reveal and sort of make it still have that impact. I get the feeling that next week is going to be Neon's big resolve moving forward, which is great. I'm glad that Neon's actually getting some character moments in the show because it's just been mostly the Geats show for the past couple of episodes. Yes, I know it's called Kamen Rider Geats, but we've had these other riders and they've just been sitting back and taking a back seat for the past couple of episodes, so I'm glad that they're actually getting involved again. Hopefully Kawa has his next big episode soon, I'm guessing. Hopefully, you never know. I get the feeling like the next 2 episodes might be like Kayla's episode after this, but wait and see. But anyway, guys, what did you think of these episodes? Love them, hate them? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and with that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.